You are now listening to Rings Kings Boxing World Flash Report.
Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all joining us this episode of Ring Kings Boxing World. I'm Big Q chiming in on this one, man. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all for giving us a watch on Ring Kings Boxing. Do us for us a service. Hit the like button, hit the sub button, and sub up to Ring Kings Boxing, man. Keeping it real on all the latest boxing talk. In this episode of Ring Kings Boxing, man, the PacMan Returns, right? We covered this. Shout out to our writers on the whothatdaily.com. Author Rooks, the boxing contributor, wrote a really good article about the PacMan returning. Manny Pacquiao coming out of retirement to take on Mario Barrios for the WBC Belt. And a lot of people were happy to see the PacMan kind of step out. Now, this has been rumored for a while that he's been trying to set up a fight to come out of retirement to have but he didn't want to just come out for anything. He has something on his mind he wants to do to capture the title and kind of set some, and kind of step in some rarefied air, even more rarefied air than he usually is. And here's some of the scoop right here that Manny Pacquiao, boxing only 8 division world champion, is stepping out of retirement to challenge Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title on July the 19th in Las Vegas. Pacquiao 62-8-2 with 39 knockouts at 46 years old. Last fought in 2021, losing to Yordenis Ugas for the WBA championship before retiring to focus on politics in his country. He did have the 2024 exhibition bout against a really interesting kickboxer, and mounting speculation, the WBC cleared Pacquiao for a title fight under its rule, allowing former champions to challenge after returning from retirement. So he's stepping in. But Barios, who's 29-2-1, rose to the title after defeating Ugas and being elevated in 2024. Now he has some power to him and fights with some resilience. He represents a stern test for Pacquiao, who seeks to add another chapter to his storied career. The fight is poised to be a historic event, with Pacquiao preparing for the Hall of Fame induction next month and balancing a close Philippine Senate race. Now, Barrios, aiming to solidify his reign, faces the pressure of defending against a legendary opponent. Now, it's promoted by TGB. The bout will take place at either T-Mobile Arena in Vegas or MGM Grand Garden Arena, either one. Venues are significant ties to Pacquiao's legacy. Now, as it counts down, the boxing world is abuzz with anticipation for a clash of eras that could redefine both fighters' career. And of course, Mario Barrios would love to have Manny Pacquiao on his resume by beating him, even though many people believe Manny Pacquiao we know he's past his prime, but can he still fight in a way to give Barrios an opportunity? So it'll be interesting just to see how it all goes. It's just some of the footage right here of the PacMan actually boxing and preparing for the Mario Barrios fight. So he's taking it serious, and I think he wants to kind of step in there and see what he can do against Barrios, and we'll see what Manny Pacquiao has left. I know a lot of the PacMan supporters love PacMan and love to see him again. He's always in good shape, as you can see. He looks in great shape. He always stays in good condition, but at some point the game do pass you by. So is the PacMan pushing a little too much? Is he about to get gobbled up on this one here? Is Mario Barrios about to teach him a lesson, and send him back? Hopefully when Mario Barrios talks to PacMan, he doesn't talk to him like we seen Keith Thurman did. When Keith Thurman got his ass whooped by the PacMan, he pissed him off, talking about he's gonna put him in retirement. Don't give him any more fuel for the fire. So PacMan preparing for Barrios, right? That's very interesting and good news for a lot of people, but some people are not very happy about this. Amir Khan's one of the gentlemen who says Manny Pacquiao's risky world title pursuit against Barrios disputes Barrios' merit and selfishly inserts himself into the comeback plan. So Amir Khan doesn't like the fact that Pacquiao is fighting him. He says Manny Pacquiao, 46, shouldn't face the WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios in his comeback fight on July the 19th. Khan feels that it's a tricky fight for Pacquiao because of his age and inactivity, because he's fighting with a much younger fighter who's 29 years of age. Khan, who's 38, suggests that Pacquiao should fight Barrios instead because the clash would be more even because they're both retired. So instead of, he says, well, he's thinking that he should fight Barrios because it'll be even. So instead of, we don't give it to the Pac-Man, let me fight the man. And a lot of people don't really want to see Amir Khan. Let's just be honest with you. Or people would like to see Pacquiao more so than it would see Amir Khan. Let's just be honest. The WBC drew heat this week. The decision to give the inactive Pacquiao a number 5 ranking at welterweight. He hasn't fought since 21, and his last win was in 2019. Now this is a money grab. We know the WBC is known to do all this stuff. They create whatever rules they want. They're their own little boxing organization. They create with it any little rules they want. They move whoever they like around to do whatever they want to do. We know this. What supporters see is a criminal for the WBC to give Pacquiao a number 5 ranking after 4 years of inactivity and a loss to Udenis Ugas. They've mainly ranked Manny ranked ahead of Rohan Polanco and Stayonis. Those 2 fighters would likely wipe out what's left of Pacquiao. All right, so Barios deserves a fantastic fight for Mario. He needs that big fight. He'll be paid well, and I think that's what it is. It's a money fight. These other guys are not draws, right? They don't draw very well. And WBC, anytime they can put Pacquiao in there against anybody and it's a title fight, they know they're gonna make a lot of money with Pac-Man because he's a good draw. So it'll be a really good fight for Mario Barrios, and we'll see what happens in the bout. But with Amir Khan saying, hey man, that's wrong, put me in the business. Hey man, whatever, I don't think you people want to see your ass, no disrespect. All right, let's move on to the next one. De La Hoya lays into Canelo-Crawford fight. All right, Crawford got exposed. Canelo's been getting exposed for the past few years, and this was what he had to say about what has been going on in the state of boxing. Let's hear from the man with the plan himself. Here is Oscar De La Hoya, his thoughts on what's going on. Here we go.
Canelo, Jesus Lord, come on. You're getting paid all this money to fight against a runner who we all knew was going to run, a Cuban style. You chose him, and now you say you hate fighting runners? Well then, don't fight runners. We all know who we want to see you win against. That's Benavidez. Go up against Benavidez. Fight Benavidez. He won't run. What's wrong with that? It's a good fight. But it's sad. It really is. You know, it starts from the top too. I mean, when you're fighting for the money and not legacy, every young fighter just follows that pattern. And it's not fair. It's not fair to the organizers, the people putting up the money, the promoters, the fans especially. The fans want to see good fights. Let's go. It's the fighter's job to give the fight fans good fights. It's teed up for everybody. Turkey's bringing out his wallet and paying everybody, and the least we can give him is good fights. Go out there and fight.
He ain't lying.
Anyway, I had to do this improv clapback, if you want to call it. I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated. But, hey, we got Crawford Canelo. I'm looking forward to it. Even though they're both almost 40, I'm looking for it. It's a good matchup. But just show up and fight, please. Show up and fight.
All right, Oscar De La Hoya, ladies and gentlemen, with his thought process on that. And this is with the theme from the past of Cinco de Mayo weekend, where we've seen a lot of really good names, but the performances wasn't there, right? We seen what Devin Haney did. That was a lot of running. Even though we seen some decent fighting there, but a lot of guys won. It wasn't really impressive wins. We seen a bit of a robbery with Efe Ujagba and Martin Bakole. That was a good fight to watch the two bigs go at each other. I thought Efe did enough to win. They drawed the fight. And then there were other fights, that just wasn't whatever. And then the top fight with Canelo going up against this guy from Cuba. And this guy didn't want to fight. He didn't engage. He ran the whole damn fight. I don't know how the guy got the belt. I don't, they couldn't get around him because Canelo wanted the belt that the guy had. And that's Canelo's fault because he originally, that belt, I think he gave that belt up. That's how that guy ended up getting it. The guy did not want to engage that at the end of the fight. He didn't even get a post press conference. You know how you will talk to both the guys in the fight. Turki Al-Sheikh just told him clear the ring, sanitize the ring, I think is the word that he used. Get all the trash out the ring, sanitize the ring. He didn't give the man even an opportunity to explain that, but he in a interview that was done in the hallway that was released by one of the YouTube channels, shout out to them, I'm sorry I don't remember their names, I think it was either Fight Hype or one of those gentlemen that released it, and he said basically he believed that he won the fight. And they had some people that say, yeah, he won the fight. And I'm like, no, he didn't win the fight. He didn't win the freaking fight aesthetically and on card. The guy ran the whole fight, and it just pissed everybody off to the point where we never want to see that asshole ever again in that type of fight. A lot of people got paid because of Turki Al-Sheikh, but the fighting was not there. It was very weird. I played the Tim Bradley part where he was really upset at how it looked, and I think how Turki Al-Sheikh acted after that fight, you could see he was kind of pissed off when he said sanitize the ring, and then he announced the Canelo and Terrence Crawford fight. That became the story. He needed that to become the story, as opposed to what Canelo Alvarez and this other guy was doing in there, But anyway, with that being said, Oscar De La Hoya gives his talking point. Do you guys agree with Oscar De La Hoya? Put your comments in the comment section below. We get some really smart boxing enthusiasts and boxing historians and philosophers in the chat. You guys let me know how you feel about what Oscar said. And also feel free to comment on the other topics that we covered too, with the Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios fight. What do you guys feel about that? The only question I have is, let's say, for instance, y'all answered in the chat, and let's see if you agree with me. If Pac-Man beats Mario Barrios, which I doubt it, I think Mario would beat him. I don't think he knocks him out, but I think, let's say he beat him with a decision, split decision. He beats him. That's what I'm saying. Barrios beats him in actual. But let's say the opposite happened. Let's say that Pac-Man beats Mario Barrios and becomes the champion. Does he keep the belt, or does he just doing it and we know he's doing it just for the fact that, hey man, this guy's a politician, he got other stuff going on. He just doing it, he's doing it for legacy, not so much as shits and giggles, right? But let's say he wins. Does he wins and immediately vacates the belt, and it goes back to, it goes into whoever the next guy is to fight for the title. Is that what's going to happen here? Because I don't expect him, if he wins, to then challenges Brian Norman or Boots Ennis. Do you see that happening? I don't see that happening. So maybe for the best interest of the class, Mario Barrios handles his business. He takes care of business against Manny Pacquiao, and then lines up a bout with either Jaron Ennis or he goes at Brian Norman Jr. Because that's what the thing is. Now that Boots has two belts, the other belt's Brian Norman, the other guy is of course Mario Barrios. So it could be two belts against two belts, because I don't know. What's the next move? Seems like Brian Norman Jr. is having some difficulty lining up a fight with Boots Ennis. It seems like you'll see Brian Norman Jr. take on a Mario Barrios before he does Boots Ennis. Just seems like that to me, right? But we'll see how it all shakes and forms in the welters. But what do you guys think about that, man? Put in the comment section below and let me know how you guys feel about all of this. Also, shout out to Fight Hype for giving them a screen shout out for their excellent video showing Oscar De La Hoya's reply about the state of boxing and Crawford, and also this too, fam. Y'all, I'm gonna do another video talking about Crawford and Canelo. But what do you guys think about this? What do you think when the Crawford and Canelo fight? Y'all put all that in the comment section below. I'm Big Q, and this is this week's episode of Ring Kings Boxing. Y'all do me a service, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Feel free to share the show on your social media feed with other boxing enthusiasts across the boxing world. And I'm going to holler at you on the next one. Much love, peace, blessings to you, and we'll holler at you later.
Subscribe now and make Ring Kings Boxing your source for all the latest fight news.